In this market, sellers are practically giving away their low interest rate, but there's a catch. Do you know what it is? Stay tuned. Today, we're going to be breaking down something that I see a lot in our market. I actually got recently asked this from a client, and that is loan assumptions. What are they? How do they work? And are they actually a great idea? Especially VA loan assumptions. Being so close to Fort Hood here in the Central Texas area, we see a lot of VA loan assumptions. So I'm going to break it down. We're going to go through the pros and cons and see if it's actually a good idea for you or not. So let's talk about the pros. The first being the buyer gets to assume the seller's interest rate, which is more than likely less than today's rate. Two is there's less closing costs associated with an assumption, mostly to do with an appraisal, and a second appraisal isn't needed. That first appraisal from when the sellers first purchased their property will suffice. And third, for VA loan assumptions, non-VA buyers can assume a VA loan, which opens the door to many more buyers. Now, let's talk about the cons. First one would be that the buyer has to qualify with the seller's original lender. The buyer cannot shop around for lenders. Two is that the buyer has to pay the difference between the loan amount for the sellers and the purchase price. That can either be in cash or with a second lien, which can be costly. The third is that it can take a long time to close. I'm talking a couple months, which is much different from the typical 30-day financing period. And then fourth, for VA loan assumptions, if the buyer is not using their VA entitlement, that seller's VA entitlement stays wrapped up with that loan, which could affect the seller's ability to buy again using their VA entitlement. So are loan assumptions as good as you once thought they were? Let me know in the comments down below if you learned something today. You can always find me over on my website, movewithmallory.net. I have community guidelines, houses that are for sale in the Central Texas area, guides for buyers and sellers, tons of information over there. Go visit movewithmallory.net. And until next time, thanks for watching.